Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Wal-Mart exclusive. Oh geez, Clone Wars Micro Series Mecha Sam Jackson Mace Windu. Because I'm not 100% sure if Sam Jackson voiced Mace Windu in this series. He might have. He might have done it in Clone Wars too. I know he was voice actor on the show Boondocks, and he thoroughly enjoyed playing Mace Windu in the movie, so maybe, but honestly, I can't remember, and I can't watch those shows because they're all on Disney Plus, because that freaking rat has to own everything. But either way, this is of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, and unlike the General Grievous we looked at earlier today, a little bit closer to the source material. I'd say other than the head, I'm okay with the rest of this figure being a little bit of reuse, a little bit of something new here. Seems like they definitely shelled out the budget for old Mace Windu here, and I'm happy about that, because I like Mace Windu. He's a cool character. That said, before I get too far ahead of myself, let's take a look-see at all Mace Windu has to offer in terms of accessories, and that is, of course, just his lightsaber. Pretty cut and dry. You can pop the blade out. Pretty sure this is just reused from the first Mace, which was a good figure as well. Did I ever review him? No. I got him a long time ago. I'm trying to think. I did Plo Koon, I did Kit Fisto, I did some kind of battle droid, Count Dooku, and Commander Bly. I think those were the last like kind of prequel Clone Wars-y figures I did before I just went out full-blown Star Wars hiatus. So there you go, there's his lightsaber. And the history of Star Wars on my channel. Because, again, I mentioned in, I think it was the Ahsoka video, that the last two Star Wars videos I did for Malgus and, what's-his-face, Malak, did pretty well. So I'm hoping some of these do, even though they're kind of old at this point. But Mace Windu here looks really good. You know, he's got the soft goods going on, which is cool. He's got the Sam Jackson kind of head portrait, which again, I think it'd be better if it was the animated style, but you know, Black Series doesn't really do that. Look at the Rebels figures, look at the other Clone Wars characters, like the Target exclusive wave, which I'm not going to get into that. That's another one that kind of, does not sit well with me at all. But, as far as articulation on this body buck goes, or this figure goes, his head is on a double ball peg, so we can look up a little bit, can look down a little bit, tilt side to side, rotate. Shoulders can go out to the side about that far. Back down. He does have forward and back. He does appear to have a butterfly joint. Yeah, he's got a really good butterfly. Holy. You can hear that even. Let's try this others. Yeah, he's got a good butterfly joint in there. Despite he's got all of the soft goods and the sleeves, really good butterflies. I don't know why we can't get that more often. He does have a single elbow, but they're tighter than the dickens. I think they're molded differently too, because he's got the sleeve up here, and then the clone gauntlet, which I know a lot of people want that new Mace Windu with the clone gauntlets. I'm okay with this one. I'm pretty sure he wore this robe when he had the clone gauntlets, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if that figure's just this guy, maybe with the old one's torso and the clone gauntlets. I almost think he had the armor, right? Didn't he have the armor on the torso too? Kind of like Obi-Wan does. But he does get about 90 out of that, so that's impressive, you know, for what it is. It does rotate as well. Wrists do not have the right hinge, though. That's kind of weird. I don't know why that is. Does he have the clone gloves? Maybe not. Does not appear to. Unless those are just his bare... Are those his bare hands? Maybe the other one's got, like, the clone gauntlet with the full kind of glove and wrist pad there. Or knuckle guard there. Torso's on a ball joint and can lean that far forward. It's not terrible. That far back. It does rotate and tilt a little bit. Hips can kick out. And as far as I know, from the waist down, this is the same as the first Mace, as far as the mold goes. The hips can kick out, they can kick forward and back, they are tight. He does have a thigh cut, as well as a double knee. Kind of hindered by his skirts there, but it does work. And then he's got a rocker with a hinge in the foot. No boot swivel, though, which is kind of surprising, because the females had a boot swivel, but this guy doesn't. But that's your lot for Mace Windu. He's a good figure. I like him. Again, I think they did a better job with him than they did on Grievous, but, you know, the Grievous mold is not perfect in the first place, so that probably explains why. But, you know, Grievous is almost an impossible character anyways, so I shouldn't be surprised. But, you know, I expect better from my boy, you know. But at least Mace is good. And that's who we're talking about right now. So, with that being said, it's time now for us to move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Sam Jackson Mace Windu, alongside the only other figure from this micro series exclusive wave, quote unquote, that I have, the General Grievous. We looked at him earlier today. Check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. At least, you know, if these Star Wars videos go up according to plan. I did mention in, I think, the Ahsoka video that they could be a little bit scrambled depending on what comes in and what I happen to find laying around to do videos on. So, either way, there he is next to Grievous. Grievous is a friggin' behemoth of a figure. I don't know if he needs to be bigger, really. Maybe bulkier, because, you know, he is kind of spindly and just... I wouldn't say he feels flimsy either. I just think they could have done a better job with him. I'd check my review out of him for more on that. But either way, we also have Plo Koon, who utilizes the same body buck as Mace here. At least the first Mace Windu. I think these two share a few parts, but definitely not everything. But there you go. Moving these two out of the way here. Side note, Plo Koon is my favorite Jedi. Would really like to get the Clone Wars version of him, but I won't hold my breath because we still don't have the whole Jedi Council yet, period. That said, here is our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. There. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone, but is a fellow black character. You know, Al Simmons was a black guy before he got burnt crispy there. So maybe him and Mace would get along. I don't know. I will say that Mace Windu is probably one of the cooler black characters out there, along with Al Simmons. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. You know, whatever. But I guess with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and unlike the General Grievous I looked at earlier today, I have to say that good old Mace Windu is a very fine representation of how the character appeared in the Clone Wars Micro series. Aside from the head sculpt, I'd say everything else pretty much looks pretty accurate towards the character design from that short-run animated series. You know, it doesn't exactly have the animated aesthetic, but it does have the costume details right, and I think if it just had that animated style head, it would look pretty spot on. I'm okay with the rest of the body. I just think the head could have maybe been more accurate to the source material as opposed to just a reuse of old Sam Jackson here. And that said, I do like the Sam Jackson Mace Windu head. Don't get it twisted. It was great the first time, it's great the second time, I guess it's going to be great the third time because they are making the Clone Wars CGI version of Mace Windu this year, so that's kind of cool, but, you know, it is what it is. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.